Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, part 2 of Why I Cut My Locks and what's next. So first I'd like to give a quick apology to everyone who watched part 1 and realized how cringe the video editing is. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get better, I promise. No more voiceovers. Y'all, I could not figure out how to do like the picture overlay. And so I was like having to stop the video and then add the pictures and then voice over what I was talking about and then cut back in, and it was a lot, but I've since figured it out. My editing skills have improved since then. And so yeah, if you haven't already watched part 1 where I talk about like my lock styles over the years and everything that I did after I cut my hair off, and if you haven't seen all those pictures already, also, like I pressed my hair since then, which I did a little bit of that in part 1. Go ahead over, see how cringy part 1 is. And hopefully this video is a little bit more improved. And each video from here is going to get better, you know, because I did say I do have the Canon. I do have the tripod and everything, some lighting. I just, right now, I'd like to get the content out. And the easiest way to do that is with my phone and kind of, you know, making it work that way. But anywho, thanks for tuning in and let's get into it. The real honest to goodness reason why I cut my hair off, and I am not proud of it, but you know what, it happened. I learned from it, and I have moved on since then. But the real honest to goodness reason why I cut my locks off is because I was insecure. My ex-husband at the time was always making small comments about my locks, how he didn't like them, and he would like make fun of me having them, and all of it was not innocent. You know, looking back on the relationship now and seeing like the kind of toxic relationship that was, a lot of those passive aggressive jokes and comments and things that he said were to make me feel bad, manipulate the situation, make me feel bad, gain control and some kind of power over, you know, my feelings and how I felt. And so yeah, one day after already making several comments about my hair, and this is like after we got married, because prior to us getting married, oh, everything about me was wonderful, right? But just like after we got married, he would like make these little slight comments about, you know, my hair being in the way, or how I thought I was all that because my hair was long, or, you know, just little right types of comments. One day after I was talking about like wanting to do something different with my hair, maybe a different style, whatever, he was like, you need to just cut them off, they make you look old, you're like an old lady with them. And I was like, ugh, what? I was like, really? He's like, yeah, they make you look old, man. You might as well just cut them off. Do something different. Do something fresh with them, you know? And I was like, they don't make me look old. Like, no one's ever said that to me before. People are always commenting on how much they love my locks. Like, I would get stopped by strangers, you know, for years. I loved them. I didn't think they made me look old, but his opinion of me mattered a whole lot, as it should have, because we were married at the time. And so it's not a bad thing to want to gain the approval of your husband. It just becomes a bad thing when you kind of lose sight of your own boundaries and how you feel about yourself. And like I said, a lot of that was due to my own like self-esteem. Obviously I had self-esteem issues if I let myself get involved in a relationship like that, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother discussion, right? So yeah, I chopped my hair off because my husband didn't like it. Like, and my ex-husband, sorry guys, my ex-husband didn't like it, and I am not proud of that. Like I said, I'm not proud of that. As a matter of fact, when I after I cut it off and people were like, oh my gosh, you cut your hair off, like, oh my god, I can't believe you cut your hair, I would never be like, I would just like lie about why I cut it off. Like, oh yeah, well, you know, I just wanted to change and I just wanted to do something different. And but really I had let his comments get to me, and I wanted him to find me attractive. And it was just a tactic of his, you know. But So cut it off. So here are some of the pros and cons of like after I cut my hair off. And if you're thinking about like locking up, you're thinking about if locks are permanent, if they're for you, or maybe you're thinking about cutting your hair off, like maybe some of these pros and cons can help you. So we'll do pros first, right? So pro number one is that if you already have locks and you're thinking about cutting them off, the freedom of like having lighter hair on your head is gonna be so liberating. That was the first thing I noticed, because at that point when I cut them off, at that point my locks were like down to my bottom, my little booty area, and not all of them, but a large portion of them were sitting like right on the top of like where my butt would be. And so they were long and they had weight to them, but they weren't like extra heavy like when you get faux locks, and you kind of feel that extra heavy weight on your head. They weren't like that, or at least they didn't feel that way to me, but I felt the noticeable difference of not having any hair on my head after I cut it off. And it felt great, like to be able to just like go to bed at night and just like sleep freely without always having to like move my locks out of the way, flip them up on the top of my head. That was really great. I loved the lightness of it. And then another pro of it was, and this was like after I cut it all the way off. I'm not talking about like the short cut or whatever. Once I had 0 locks on my head and I just had loose, free, like a light fade. It was just the ease of it, not ever having to style my hair. Just wake up, little makeup, and go. And thankfully, I feel like I kind of had the head shape for it, because maybe not everybody has the head shape for that small hairstyle, for that like low fade, haircut. But thankfully my head isn't like a massive orb, and I could kind of like get away with wearing it that way. So the ease of it, oh my gosh, not having to style my hair, not having to retwist my hair, not having to, the weight of it after I'm washing it and wash day, and that was so freeing. It was so freeing that I often think about it now. Like to this day, I sometimes just want to be like, so that way I don't have to worry about like doing my hair. Let's see, what's another pro? The versatility of being able to like wear wigs, which at first and just for a little while was really fun to experiment with. Another pro is that it grows. Unless obviously you're having some kind of like hair issues, your hair will just grow, and you can decide to continue to let it grow, or you can keep it cut short. I kept mine cut short for a while before I started to let it grow out again, but you can always just let it grow out. So that was another pro. It's not like once you cut it, that's it. Your hair will grow, and as it grows out, you can decide what you want to do to it. So you're not like stuck in this state of just having that one short haircut, at all times. So those are some of the pros. Some of the cons would be, so some of the cons are that obviously you gotta have a little confidence to be able to rock that like short haircut look, because it's not for everybody. Also, you kind of have to have the right head shape, because if you've got like a dome, rocking that short hairstyle, it's not gonna work for you. Too, even though you can try different styles, like with wigs, you can't get like braids. Once you grow it out, you can, if you find the right person that can do it. Once you grow it out a little bit, you can get somebody to grip it, But for a little while there's a lot of things you can't really do with it. Can't really get braids, not really getting no sew-ins. Like you're kind of stuck in between just wearing it short like that for a good amount of time and just kind of keeping that style or wearing wigs. Because if you want to experiment with different other natural, protective styles or whatever, you gotta kind of like let it grow out. And then that's like that weird stage, and it's just, those are some of the pros, some of the cons. What's next for me, y'all? I really want to try sister locks. Like, just look at how beautiful these sister locks are. But that's I feel like scissor locks are even more permanent than traditional locks. Do I think that I could rock it? Yes, absolutely. I feel like the natural hair style look fits me better than some of like the straighter looks that I think my face just goes better with like natural hairstyles. Like this, I feel like this, I mean, God, I don't even part my hair. This style does nothing for me. Like pressed out, it does nothing for me. Also, it's damaged, so clearly I'm not gonna be wearing it like this for long. This is just something I wanted to try out. But what was I saying? Yeah, sister locks. So that's something I kind of want to do. Can you just like temporarily try it? Like, what is something that I could do to like get the feel of sister locks without going all the way? Like, would that be like mini twist or something? And then maybe, like I said in the last video, because I have these bad boys back all the way with traditional size locks, but starting out faux, you know, just adding them extensions into my hair and then letting them grow out. And as it grows out, you know, just kind of maintain it and cut it until it's mostly all of my hair, a majority of my hair. So I don't know. And then, you know, I don't know. Loose natural hair is so much work. I saw a video the other day and on I don't know, Instagram, and it was a beautiful black woman on there, and she was like, I am not brainwashed. I have washed my hair, I have combed my hair, and it is done. I'm leaving the house. My hair is done. And obviously she had like really tight curl pattern, really, you know, short to her head about here, like an afro. And it was like kind of like picked through, but it wasn't even like fully picked. It was just kind of like she washed her hair. She kind of like just manipulated it. And she was like, my hair is done. I am not doing anything else. I'm not doing all this blow drying, picking it all out, trying to perfect it, spending all this time maintaining it. My hair is washed. My hair is done. I'm leaving the house. And I thought, wow, she is brave, because I could never. And I think that is probably some stigma that I have to like work around with me feeling beautiful in my natural hair state just the way it is. Because it's like, if I wash my hair and just like leave the house, within minutes I look homeless. Like within minutes you could mistake me for maybe a drug user perhaps. And it's like, is it messed up to think that I feel that way about my natural hair, and it's just like natural, raw, unstyled form? Probably. Like, yeah, that's probably not a good view to have of my hair, but I mean, it is what it is. Maybe I'll do a vlog of me washing my hair, getting dressed, leaving the house just like that, and just kind of see what reactions and views I get from people. Like, maybe no one cares at all. Maybe no one, or maybe they'll be looking at me like clutching their pearls. Those are some of the reasons why I cut my hair. Obviously, I will never ever be doing anything in the future based off of someone else's opinion. I would no longer be modifying my beauty, my body, to please another person. You know, that's a lesson that I learned from here on out. Going forward, I'm still trying to decide what I want to do with this hair. This is not what I want to do with it. This is not what I want to do with it. So, suggestions, hairstyles I should try. If you suggest it, I'll try it. I'll give you that. I promise you. If you suggest it, I'll try it out. But I'm looking for something low maintenance, maybe semi-permanent, or something easy that I can just do and not have to always manipulate and worry about. So thanks for tuning in for part 2. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. All right, peace. But wigs, like good wigs, are expensive, and I honestly hated having something like glued down to my head all the time. Full wigs, How are y'all doing it? The lace fronts? Oh my gosh. I couldn't. It just felt like I was wearing a hot hat on my head all the time. Yeah, no. Not for me. If you got the orb, if you got a globe, a monument of a head. I can't find, sorry, it's my slippers. I can't remember what I was saying.